highlighted, therefore, this actually means that the issue of ukuhlola or virginity testing itself was not the primary matter that we looked into. The focus and the parameters of our investigation was therefore on awarding of bursaries to virgins, and obviously we will look into the other, for the mere fact that they've highlighted that you must be a virgin, that's how then it comes into play. Now I will go and deal with the actual findings of the report. After a thorough review, examination, and analysis of all evidence at the Commission's disposal, including oral, documented, and written evidence submitted to us by Utukela District Municipality and some of the affected female students, the Commission's findings in brief are the following. One, while we welcome and appreciate the initiative to encourage the girls to pursue their education and the effort to dissuade them from engaging prematurely in sexual activities that could expose them to health risks such as HIV and AIDS infections and prevent them from pursuing their education, the Commission finds that the decision to issue study bursaries to female students based on their virginity is discriminatory practice. It violates their constitutional rights to equality, dignity, and privacy. Secondly, culture and cultural practice should not be used as a factor to exclude those who do not belong or subscribe to such practices from receiving or benefiting from services provided by government. Thirdly, the Commission finds that the Maidens Bursary, as it is called, scheme fails to take into account extrinsic factors or circumstances beyond the control of recipients, such as rape that may lead to loss of virginity. Fourthly, the Maidens Bursary scheme amounts to a gender discriminatory practice against the girls, as it creates an additional burden on them to shoulder the responsibility of refraining from sexual activity without imposing the same burden of responsibility on boys through a similar bursary scheme. The Commission finds that the decision to award the bursary scheme on condition of virginity is unreasonable, unfair, and unlawful, and particularly in contravention of Promotion of Administrative Justice Act of 2000, which calls upon organs of state to take administrative action that is lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. Finally, the CGE finds that Utukela District Municipality has failed in its constitutional obligations. If you look into Section 7(2) of the Constitution, it's very clear and specific that there must be respect and there has to be protection and promotion of the rights that are set out in the Bill of Rights. And further, if you look into specific sections that have been highlighted in the Constitution, if you look at Section 151(3), that looks into the scope of what local government can do and cannot do. And if you look as well into Section 185 of the Constitution, which also further highlights what public administration is all about in the Constitution, we find that the municipality has failed as far as those tests are concerned. Now, turning into the recommendations, in light of the findings that we've just outlined above, the Commission has made a number of recommendations. And the first recommendation is that the media bursary scheme should be discontinued as a category of student bursary allocations. So the municipality should do away with that bursary scheme. The students who were awarded the bursary should retain their bursaries without virginity as a condition. The Council Resolution number A28/11/15, which deals with the Maiden Bursary scheme, should be rescinded or amended to comply with the recommendations of the Commission. And we are also recommending that a high-level meeting should be held between the Commission's chairperson, the CGE's chairperson, and the mayor of Utukela District Municipality, which also involves SALGA, KwaZulu-Natal Legislature, to ensure that the respondents spends funding on appropriate and lawful programs that are in line with the principles and values as espoused by our Constitution. All local councillors of Utukela District Municipality should receive training on gender equality, including relevant domestic legislation, regional and international instruments to which South Africa is signatory to. We further recommend that the respondent, the municipality in this case, should provide annual feedback for a period of 2 years to the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature and the MEC for Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs on the bursary schemes provided to students, amendments to relevant policies, and the training of councillors as